What is up, everybody? Patrick here, and today I'm going to show you from scratch how to build your very own online store. Now, if you're somebody who is crafty or maybe a hobbyist that likes to create arts and crafts or different things to sell online, or maybe you're a photographer who sells photos, whatever it may be, having an online store gives you the chance to branch out from not just a local market, but put you anywhere on earth. And that's just scratching the surface of the benefits of having an online store. You could be an existing retail location, but going from a brick and mortar location to a digital online presence can make a huge difference in sales. And not just sales, but brand recognition. It gives you a place to get seen online and might even draw increased foot traffic. So I'm going to show you how to use a set of powerful tools to go from absolutely no web presence to an online marketplace that allows you to sell products to anybody that has access to your website. And I'll be doing this all using Wix.com, which is an online website building platform that gives you thousands of templates at your disposal and an intuitive drag and drop editor to take those templates and create something absolutely unique with them. So I'll drop a link down in the description that you can use to follow along with this video, and by the end of it you'll have an online store of your very own. So let's jump right in and start building. Okay, so first things first, we'll head over to Wix.com. You can use that link I dropped down in the description. And if you don't already have a Wix account, you can hit Get Started or the Sign In button at the top right. And this will take you to a login menu, which will allow you to either create a new account or sign into an existing one. And since I've already made a Wix account, I'll just fill out my information here and I'll hit Login when I'm ready. And this will take me to my site's dashboard, which has a list of all of the existing sites I already made through my Wix account. But I'll be creating a new one today, and just like you, if you're creating a Wix account for the first time, you will be taken to the Create a New Site window. Now, I'll be creating an online store in today's video, so I'll go ahead and click Online Store, and I'll be choosing from a template, not using the Wix ADI, which just lets you use AI to create a website. So clicking on Choose a Template will bring up a full list of online store templates to help me get started. Now, specifically, my online store that I'll be building today will be for t-shirts. Not going to be selling a full array of clothing, just a series of t-shirts. So I'll be looking for that specifically, and in the sidebar, you can see that under Online Store, that there are specific subcategories to choose from. Now, t-shirts will be under fashion and clothing, so I'll click on that. And you can actually see out of the first 6, 2 of them are t-shirt store templates. And I actually like how simple this second one looks. So I'll preview it by clicking on the View button right here. And this will open up the template in a new page so you can look at it and get a feel for its interactivity. And I do like this. It's got all of the t-shirts just right on the home page. We've got an about page, a little breakdown of the story about the company, and then where to buy. So if your product is available in physical locations, you can list them here. Now, I won't be doing that because it's just available online, but if you have different online web stores that it's carried on, then maybe this would be a good place to put that. Got the frequently asked questions. Nice, makes it simple to break it down for potential customers. And then a contact page. You always need a contact page, especially if you sell product, just in case anything goes wrong with it or somebody wants to reference you. So let's take a look at the shop again. And this will be the template I'll go with. So I'll go ahead and hit Edit This Site, and that will grab that template and convert it over so I can now use it within the Wix Editor. And if you're unfamiliar with the Wix Editor itself, it's simply the place that you can edit your web page directly and make it yours. And if you're unfamiliar with it, there are 2 main bars you really need to pay attention to. You've got the nav bar over to the left. This is how you will add content and change elements on your web page, where the bar to the right, which you can grab and move around, simply allows you to adjust the formatting of the website. So scrolling down, you can see, hovering over this element, that in the top left of it, you can see specifically what kind of element this is. Now, this is a shop element because, well, this is the shop page. So this will populate with all of your products available on your online store. But before we get right into that, first thing you'll always want to do whenever you grab a template to create a website is make it your own. You have to rebrand it. Change the text and coloring on the website to make it your own so it doesn't look like just another template. And then from there, we can start swapping out images and products. So very first thing, I'll change the name of it from T Market to Pat Tees. And instead of Best Shirts in Town, we'll say Best Shirts on Website. And in order to change the entire coloring of the website, we can go over over here to Theme Manager and click on that and change our colors. So wherever you see the yellow color, let's go ahead and change that to a purple. That'll be a good one. And then we'll hit add, and that will now change all of my accent colors to that purple color. Now, besides that, I actually like it, just the black, white, and purple. Keep it nice and clean. And so let's head over to the About page and change that out really quick. We'll simply go over here to the drop-down menu at the top left and click About. Now that is how you navigate between your different pages within the Wix editor. So we'll say the story and then why do we sell shirts? Perfect. And then you would go in here and then give it a breakdown of your story, specifically why you started selling the product you're selling, or some sort of website copy that helps sets you apart or grabs the attention of the visitor. So for brevity, I'm not going to go ahead and fill this out. I'll just say hello there, because this is just an example website. Obviously, if this was my own personal website or my company's website, I would take the time to make sure it is absolutely perfect. But I just want to get you a fundamental understanding of using the tools and how to get up and running, navigating and creating your own online store using Wix, so then you can add your own creativity to it and make it your very own. So let's hop over to the Where to Buy page, and within the Where to Buy page, I will grab each of these elements and then delete them. Just clicking on them and then hitting delete will get rid of them, or Control Z to undo any action. And whenever you have an element highlighted, you can hit Control C, and that will add that item to your clipboard. So if you click off of it and then hit Control V, that will then paste a duplicate of that item, which then you can grab, drag, and move wherever you'd like on the website. Now you can see there are individual purple lines that show up, and those just are guiding lines to kind of help you format and get more center on whatever element it is you're trying to create. Now I do have a more in-depth video about how to use the Wix editor in each specific element, which I would recommend checking that one out so you get a full idea of the tools, capabilities that you can use to create your own website. And from here, because I don't have a physical location, I would actually just delete all of these. So I'll go ahead and delete all of these, but the very last one I'll save, and double clicking on it will allow me to edit the text, or of course you can click on the edit text button. And with that already highlighted, I can just delete it. And I'm going to say this will be my online listing. So our website, Amazon, Google, and so on and so forth. You would list every place that you have your product available on online stores in this instance. Or like I said, and like this example had, you would list every physical location that your product is available in. So I'll change this from San Francisco to online. And click off, and we're good to go. So obviously nothing fancy, but it helps get the message across. So let's go over to page again and then switch over to the frequently asked questions. And you would change this out based off of customer feedback. Don't keep this the same because it's just filler text. You obviously want to go in and use past experience or find a template out there online to help you fill it with appropriate text based off frequently asked questions when people are interacting with an online store. So I'll go ahead and skip over this one right now and then go to the contact page, because you want to link the appropriate contact so that you're actually getting whatever the customers are sending you. And so this is a pretty straightforward Wix form. You can click on it to either add a new field up here or hit the form settings, which will give us a more detailed breakdown of what the form consists of. Okay, so with the Wix form settings open, you can now see the different ways to interact with your form and change it for yourself. Clicking on the View Submissions table will allow you to see all the current submissions that you have. Now going over to settings is where you can actually change what kind of notifications the person's getting and the actual name of the contact form, which we'll just leave it at contact. You can also change what happens whenever they submit a message, the message that they receive whenever they submit something, and then you can also add different payment forms as well as conditions. Now this is of course flexible based off of what you're trying to do, but because you're an online store, you're really just trying to keep it as a simple contact form so that people, if they have issues with an order or product, can contact you and you can resolve their issues quickly. So let's head back to the store page and actually start adding our own elements. So going and clicking on the page button at the top and then hitting shop will take us back over there, and we'll click on the shop button, and from here we'll hit manage products. Now this is how we'll actually get into the nitty-gritty of adjusting the online store and filling it with our own products, changing prices, linking payments, and everything that's required in order to operate an online storefront. Okay, so here we are within the actual product management page. This is our product dashboard where you can see every product we have available for sale on our storefront. Now, in order to edit or change any of the products, you can highlight over it and then click this checkbox. And there are settings up here at the top right. So you can export this product to deal with it in a spreadsheet, delete it, set the visibility so you can mark it as either visible or invisible to customers that visit your website, or you can add it to collections. So if you're creating a specific like t-shirt collection that's based off of a certain artist's work, you would do something like that here. Now, because these are all template products, I'm going to end up deleting all of them. But before I do that, let's click on these three dots over here, and you can see you can either duplicate or delete from here as well, and then set visibility from here. So there's a couple of different ways to go ahead and alter these products. Or if you uncheck that and then select all, we can do that with all of them. That's really the benefit of these checkboxes. And so let's delete all of these and just get rid of them. So it'll say once deleted, you won't be able to recover these products. That's perfectly fine because these are just a template product. So we'll hit delete, and now our store is empty. From here, we can hit the new product button, or if you already have existing products on your store, you could see that this button was up here at the right to add a new product. So we'll click that. And like I said, this is a t-shirt store. So if you're somebody that sells prints or ebooks or something like that, you could offer a digital file for sale, which is really cool. But as I said, this is a t-shirt store, so this will be physical. So we'll click on physical, and this will now create a new untitled product for us. So we'll call this Patrick's First Tee. And from here, you can add your images and videos of this product. So you can click on it, and this will allow you to open up the Wix website file management, which contains all of the files related to this website. So if you've already uploaded several images or videos or audio or some kind of digital file directly to the website, you would be able to navigate from here and find it. Now, obviously, I just created this website, so I don't have any yet, and I can click Upload Media to navigate through my file system, or drag and drop directly into the editor, which is what I'll do here. And so just drag and drop directly in there, and once it's done uploading, you're good to go and add it to your page. And with that uploaded, we can go ahead and hit add to page. You can crop and edit and adjust it as you see fit. I'll just hit add to page because that's going to be good to go for me. And then scrolling down a little further, you've got product info right here. So this is the basic information about it, your name, and then you can add a ribbon. Now this is the ribbon we saw before, that little new product or on sale ribbon. So we'll say new product, and now that's added to our ribbons, which we can refer to later on. It can autofill from a select ribbon that we've already created in the past. So if we're just trying to add this to a lot of products quickly, it makes it nice and smooth. So the price, this is where you can obviously set your price. So we'll say $15, and below you can set on sale or not. And so you can set the base price and then the sale price, or set a discount on that. So if we said, well, it's 10% off, then the sale price is going to be $13.50. And because I would be selling this for the very first time, I'm not necessarily going to be putting this on sale. And then below this, you have the show price per unit, which isn't really relevant to what we're selling because these are individual products and not something you're selling by distance or by measurement or unit. And then below you can add your description. And then below that you can add an info section such as a return policy or care instructions, especially if it's some piece of clothing or jewelry that requires specific maintenance and you don't want whoever just bought that or spent the money on it to let it go to waste or deteriorate over time if there are specific care instructions. So this is a good place to add that. So because this is a t-shirt, I'll say washing instructions, and we'll just say wash in cold water and hang to dry. Simple as that. And now you can see I've added my washing instructions for this specific product. Of course, that is going to vary depending on what you're selling. Now below that, you've got custom text, which allows buyers to personalize this product with a custom text field. So if you're somebody that's creating custom t-shirts, this is invaluable because it allows people to pick their custom message if you're going to print it onto the shirt for them for an extra fee. Now, because mine are not, they're just going to be basic shirts that I'm already selling that you can't customize, I would skip over this field. Now going down to the product options, this is something that is relevant to selling a t-shirt. This is the different options available for that specific product. So size, color, material, all of the different variables that can be changed depending on what the customer is looking for, especially in clothing, because you need something that fits your size. So we're going to go ahead and add our 3 different sizes: small, medium, and large. So right here, We'll say size, and we'll show it in a list. They do make it easy to allow people to select from the colors. So choices for the option, we'll say small, medium, and large. Now all you have to do to add those as a separate option is hit a comma or hit enter after typing it in. And once we're all happy with that, we'll hit add. And let's say I have the shirt available in 2 different color options, or maybe 3. So we'll add another option right here, and we'll hit color, and we'll say color, and then we have purple. And see, look how smooth that went. I just typed purple and hit enter, and then it popped up an RGB slider to allow me to pick the very specific color that I mean. So I could say purple, but it's a different hue of purple depending on what I'm actually able to provide. So because I would be selling a shirt, this is something that I would make sure that I can grab the RGB number off of that product and input it into here to make sure that it is accurate to whatever the true color is going to be, or as close as possible, so people don't complain about getting a mismatching color saying, well, I thought it was this shade of purple, but it was a lot darker. And we'll add purple, green, and yellow. And with that, we'll hit add, and now we've got our sizes available, small, medium, large, and our colors available, purple, green, and yellow. Now down here you can see that you can change the pricing and manage pricing for your inventory variants. So for example, if you have something that is more expensive to produce in purple than it is in green, this is where you can manage those variants. Clicking on this will bring up your manage variants window, which shows you all of the different available variants and combinations that people can get, and this is where you can change specifically what the price would be. So if there is an upcharge for the large purple shirts of $5, then you can see that, yeah, it immediately affects the price. This also allows you to maybe say, all right, well, the small purples are easier to obtain, and so it is going to be $5 less, and thus the price will only be $10. And you can go on a case-by-case basis, giving you full control over product pricing, which is invaluable to have something this flexible and dynamic to allow you to make the store your own to match your product catalog. And then last but not least, on a reoccurring basis, you can offer subscriptions. So to create a subscription, you just hit that button, and from here you can say, okay, well, we'll send you a t-shirt once a month. So let's do that, like t-shirt per month. And we'll say 1 t-shirt every month, and at the frequency we'll say monthly, and duration auto renew until cancel. Or if you wanted to just say this is a 3-month thing, 6-month, 9-month, 12-month, or set a custom one of 140 months or something ridiculous, whatever fits the way you're trying to create it. So it's dynamic to fit whatever need. If you need it for just a few months, you can do that, or if you need it on auto renew until cancel, you can do that as well. And then from here you can set the price per month. So if we're going to offer a free t-shirt per month, let's set it at a base of 15 and then hit apply, and now we've created a subscription product. And now with a subscription created, once we're happy with absolutely everything in our store, we can scroll back through to make sure that everything is good to go. Now, over on the right, you'll see a couple of more options, which would be promote. So if you're trying to promote that product online, they provide you the tools to create coupons, create promo videos, email campaigns, share product, and adjust your writing so it fits better with the SEO settings. But now that we're happy with everything, we'll scroll to the bottom and hit save. Now this will grab all of that information and save it directly on our site. And that was how to add a product. So we'll close that out, and we'll see this update real quick. And now it's populated with our new product we just created. Okay, so in order to continue, we'll have to upgrade our site, because if we want to have any of the available functionalities of the store, we're going to have to set up a payment method so we can receive payments for our products. And in order to do that, we have to upgrade to an e-commerce plan. So let's head over to the My Store tab again, and then you'll see the upgrade to accept payments. Hover over that, and then we can go down to upgrade and click on that. Now this will open up the selection of different tiers of subscription levels in a brand new window. And from here, we can choose an e-commerce or business plan. Now, as you can see from here, there's a few different ones. All we need to be concerned about is that their business and e-commerce plans are selected. And then from here, we could even choose a basic business or a business basic plan if we like. Whatever works for you. You can see all of the different features that are provided from these over here on the left, and then just hit select, and then from there we can go to check out. Now that we've upgraded our plan to an e-commerce plan, we can go ahead and update our payment method. So clicking on that will bring us to our dashboard for the specific site that we're on, and then from here you can see the accept payments, And from here, I've already got it set up to accept payments using the existing card that I have on file for my Wix account. Or if you'd like, you can connect a PayPal or a manual payment section, or you can see more payment options if you click on that tab down there to see all the options that Wix provides you with. Now, I'm good with just accepting the card payments using my existing account, and I can go ahead and click on the complete setup button, and this will open it up. And from here, we can determine all of our other information, whether or not we're an individual or sole proprietorship, or a business if we're working as a business, and then filling out all of my official information and adding a bank statement and then hitting submit. When I'm now heading back to the dashboard again, we can see the define shipping rules. This will allow us to set the shipping rules for specific shipping destinations. Now, as you can see here, I've got free shipping in the United States, I've got free shipping in international, and then I have a shipping flat rate. So that way I just charge a flat rate for all shipping regardless of the item or where to, as long as it's within this country, and I specifically set that for Canada. Now you can see over on the right side that you can check these on and off to determine whether or not it's active. And because I added the charge for the $10 flat rate for Canadian shipping, I decided to turn off free international shipping just so there's no confusions there. Now if I wanted to, I could simply swap those around, or I could add a brand new one. So let's go ahead and add region, and let's just say the United Kingdom. And with that, we can add more regions if we'd like, because we're setting a shipping rule. So this is a broad thing that attaches to all of the shipments being sent to these countries. So instead of free shipping, I could do flat rate, rate by weight, rate by price, rate by product, or USPS calculated rate. And that will just allow you to get a real-time calculation based off of the weight of that package and the destination it's being sent to. So I'll do priority mail international, and we'll say 3 to 10 business days. Awesome. And because it would be a shirt on all of these, we would do a small flat rate box, and number of products 1. And if we wanted to, we could add more and more. So the shipping from address, I can input where it's being sent out of, so that way USPS can calculate based off of my location where it needs to be sent to, and then how much that would cost. And then you would go through and fill out all of this information. When you're good to go, you can hit save. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel and discard this one because I'm not trying to do that with everything. So I'll actually turn off the Canadian one, edit the shipping rules on the rest of the world, and set it at a flat rate. So this one will do standard shipping. And we'll do $10 standard flat rate shipping and hit save. Now, if we wanted to, if you saw at the bottom down here, we could add local delivery if it is something that can be delivered locally, or local pickup if it's, again, something that we're comfortable with having people pick up from our local location. So we'll head back to the Store Products tab. So from the Products page, we can go ahead and head over to Store Orders, and hovering over that, you can see there is an Abandoned Carts page. We'll click on that to check that out. And so this is the abandoned carts section where people can recover their abandoned carts, meaning you've gone on the store, you've added things to your cart, but then you left the web page before you made a purchase and you've left things in your cart. Now, this is a system designed to alert people whenever they've abandoned their carts. So you can activate automation down here, and then from here you can select the specific way you automate this. So what is being sent and why? So there's a trigger when the customer abandons their cart on any Wix stores. And from here, we can determine what happens, the action, when that trigger is determined. So when a customer abandons a cart on a Wix store, the action is to send an email, and then we just go ahead and select when. So right now I have 2 hours after the trigger is set that it will send the email. Now if you wanted to, you could set it to 1 hour, or you could even set remove the custom time and set it to immediately. So right when the customer leaves your website, if they have any items in their cart, they get an email right away. Now that can kind of come across as annoying, so we're going to set a custom time and we'll just set it at 1 day. And then right above here, you can create your email template from here and then where the email is being sent from. So I'm fine with the no reply at automations.ascend by Wix. If I wanted to have something a little more professional, I could make it more specific to my website. So I'll go ahead and click on the edit template and edit the details, and we can say it's from Tees, and we'll leave it at that email. And when you're happy with the template, you can go ahead and hit activate, and it is now creating your automation that will be live to the site. So now that we have taken these steps and created the store, added a product to it, and then adjusted how we receive payments by upgrading our site to the e-commerce business plan, so that we can now not only take payments but set up automations just like this to make the experience of shopping on our website that much more enjoyable. And once we're happy with all of this and want to post our website live to the internet, we can go up here to the right and hit publish. And now that we've published it, we can hit view site right here and check out our website live on the web. And here's my brand new website. We can slide through the different pages by just hitting the nav bar, see all of the changes we just made, and then we can click back on shop to actually get an idea for how our product looks live online. We can click directly on it to get a quick view of it, and this will open it up in a pop-up window that allows us to shop. So we can change the size. Let's go ahead and hit small. I want the small purple one. And remember, I did set that price to be cheaper for this small purple. Now, if I change that to large, remember that's going to actually make it $20 because it's a $5 upcharge for the large purple one. And this gives you that flexibility to change it as you see fit. And there are additional price options if you wanted to. Now, this is that subscription I created for 1 t-shirt per month. Now, clicking on that will completely change the product to the subscription, allowing us to click the subscribe now button down here. And clicking on the quick view button will show you a pop-up window of your product, which you can then go ahead and start shopping. You can set the specific size, which I'll set small, and then do purple, and you'll notice that the price drops because I did add that in there. Every small purple shirt is $5 off, where every large purple shirt is an extra $5 in cost, making it $20. So we'll switch that back to medium and set it back to the normal price of $15. And at the bottom, you can see there is a price option for t-shirt per month. So we can go ahead and click on that, and then that will add this t-shirt to our subscription for a monthly t-shirt. And that will allow us to check out and then buy the t-shirt. Your online store is now good to go. You are ready to start selling online. Always be sure to keep up to date on your inventory, and don't forget about running sales. Sales always increase traffic, which can increase overall sales. You saw for yourself just how quickly you were able to go from absolutely nothing to selling on an online marketplace that is completely hosted through your custom website. Now you can take some of the lessons in my other videos to push your website to the next level. You can add so many different elements to not only get people to your website, but get them to stay on your website longer and convert that into sales. All of this, of course, using Wix.com, which I've included a link down in the description. If you haven't already, be sure to use that link to head over to Wix.com and get yourself an online storefront today. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for other helpful ones just like this one, and hit that bell for notifications to stay tuned for more. And until next time, thanks for watching.